Hello, this is The Way of Fairness. My name is Stephen Childs. I want to talk about the illegal aliens crossing the border on the south of USA. Um, we were talking about this when I was younger. It was one of the main issues was the illegal aliens, immigrants, coming across the border on the south. And um, it was one of the main arguments, problem areas throughout my entire life. And see, on magic, the glasses just disappeared. No, actually, I get tired of the glare, so I turned it off, put it on pause, and took the glasses off. This is not high quality video, but hopefully the content is high quality. The meaning behind the words, the importance of what I'm talking about with the World Fairness Agreement. It's adequate to share this message with everyone, even though the quality of the video is not professional by any means. Having said that, back to what's important is we think it's about illegal aliens coming across the border. We think that's the most important thing, some people. That's the big rallying cry to unite people, the Republican people, especially people for Trump, because Trump will do something and he will stop them. And they think that that's the most important thing there is. But I think there's something causing the problem. And if they solve it in a Trumpian kind of way, with a civil war or whatever, that leads to more problems in the future for them. So this idea that I have is for everyone. It's not about me winning, it's about everybody winning, because no one's going to lose. No one's going to defeat anyone else. It's not that kind of victory. It's the victory that lasts and never needs to stop. We never need to stop winning in this way with the World Fairness Agreement. Now, if it was in place now, the countries south of the border of USA, they would all agree to be fair to all the people in their countries. And all the other countries would be in agreement to be fair to them. All the religions would be in agreement to be fair to them. And that would drastically change the economics and actually change the well-being of all the people in those countries south of the border of the USA. They're poverty-stricken countries for the most part, like Mexico. The very next country below USA is Mexico, and the drug cartels are running the government in some places, the mafia. And the mafia happened because of the war on drugs, and that war on drugs could be solved with the World Fairness Agreement. So first of all, we drastically changed the economics of Mexico. Let's focus on Mexico. So all the people there have a good living. They don't need to cross the border and leave their loved ones behind. Terrible. It's terrible what they have to do to leave their country to survive. And then they send money back to their family so their family can survive. If we had the World Fairness Agreement in place, they wouldn't be in poverty. And the drug cartels would agree to fairness, and we don't prosecute. If people will agree with this, the past is not relevant. We don't care what people did in the past because we're solving the problem. That's more important than punishing somebody for the past. So The only punishment is for people that are fighting against our idea of World Fairness Agreement, because the people unite and we want this to happen so that all these problems are solved. The war on drugs, I'm going to talk about that now. We can talk about every problem there is, and I can explain to you how the World Fairness Agreement would dissolve all those problems. They would completely be gone. No problem. Is all we need is the World Fairness Agreement on every one of the problems we have as people. We all count the same. It's like in a democracy, our votes are all the same. If you're not fair to one person, you're not fair to everybody. It's that kind of thing. All for one and one for all. So instead of hating other people, we're helping other people. So the war on drugs, if we was in a world of fairness, where all the countries and all the religions and all the people were in agreement with the World Fairness Agreement, then we wouldn't have any laws against drugs coming from some particular religion or some elite few dictating what the majority of the people want. So we have to go along with people to get along. So if everybody is totally against, say, heroin, the majority of the people say like it's 3/4 of the people are against heroin completely. So to get along, we got to say, okay, no more heroin. That's the idea. And then somebody could come up with an argument that that's not fair or something, and we would listen. So anyway, most of the drugs would not be illegal because this would be what the people want to solve the problem. And if anybody's having problems with drugs, they would be able to get help because we don't want them treated unfairly so that they are forced into selling drugs, for example, to making money and so forth. So with the way of fairness, we can solve the drug problem easily. It's not there if we have fair people. It's unfairness that causes the drug problem. It's what causes the addiction. People, they're suicidal. They don't want to live without their drug because the world they live in is so horrible because it's so unfair, and it was unfair when they were born, and it's staying unfair. If they had a bright future of joy, people cared about them, they would not ruin their health with drugs. So, I'm going to be making more videos about how we solve specific problems with the World Fairness Agreement. But that's enough for right now. The two issues, major issues, illegal aliens and the drug problem. And like maybe next I'll talk about war.